Hello and welcome to this episode of Creating with Howcraft. My name is Denise Jesbach-Moore with howcraftcollection.com. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create my Breeze bracelet. The tools and supplies you will need to create this bracelet are wire cutters to cut our cording, round nose pliers to fray the ends, chain nose pliers to open and close our jump ring. Beads include turquoise Czech glass mix lentils, aqua opaque table cut glass, a compass charm. We will need a lobster clasp and an 8mm jump ring. We will also be using 4-ply wax linen cording. You can use any cording that you wish as long as the cord fits through the bead hole. A complete list of the jewelry making supplies and beads, along with printable PDF instructions, can be found on howcraftcollection.com. Search Breeze bracelet. I just cut a 54-inch length of 4-ply wax linen cording, and I found the center of the cord and I folded it in half. Now I'm just kind of twisting it a little bit. Wax linen cording is waxy, so I can create a little needle. I just picked up my lobster clasp and I'm going to pass the cording through about 5 inches down. And I am going to form an overhand knot, and I'm just going to move this knot down, separate the strands, and pull it tight. Now I'm going to come back over to this end and I'm just going to trim it. And we're going to separate those strands. These are the short strands. And we are going to form an overhand knot, and I'm just moving that knot down right about there. I just strung one of my aqua opaque table cut glass beads onto one strand only, and I'm going to bring that strand together, and I'm holding that, and I'm going to come back in and we are going to form an overhand knot, and we're just moving that knot down, separate those strands, and pull it tight. Now we're going to trim our ends. And we're picking up our round nose pliers. We're going to come back in and we're going to fray these ends to give it a finished look. I just strung one of my Czech glass lentils onto the back cord, and I'm not pushing it really tight up against the knot. I want this bead to have a little movement. So there's a little gap right there. And I'm going to create a little gap right here. And we're going to come in and form our overhand knot. Separate the strands, pull it tight, and there's a little bit of movement in between the bead. Once again, I just strung an aqua Czech glass lentil onto the back strand, and I want it to have a little movement. So I'm going to go right about here. We are forming an overhand knot. We're going to move that knot down, separate the strands, and pull it tight. I just strung my blue lentil onto the back cord once again. We're placing this cord on the front. moving down just a tad. We are going to form an overhand knot by moving that knot down. Separate the strands and pull it tight. I'm going to go ahead and finish the other beads to save time. All 7 of my beads have been knotted onto the bracelet. You can see that we alternated the colors, and now we are coming to the end. I just picked up my 8mm jump ring. You can use a regular ring, and we're stringing that down to the end. We're going to come in and form an overhand knot. Moving it down, pushing it tight. I separate the strands, pull it tight, and I like to do one more knot just so that it is nice and secure. Separate our strands and pull it tight, creating the little ending dangle. We are forming an overhand knot, moving that knot down, separating the strands, pulling it tight. I just strung aqua opaque table cut glass bead onto only one of the strands, and I'm placing the other strand there, forming an overhand knot, holding that strand, moving our knot down, separating the strands, pulling it nice and tight. We're going to trim off those little ends. Now we're going to grab our round nose pliers and fray these little ends to give it a finished look. Here is our finished bracelet. Our last step is to attach the charm. You can make the size of this bracelet bigger or smaller by either making the knots closer to the bead for a smaller bracelet or making them wider for a bigger bracelet. I just grabbed our compass charm. This is how you open and close a jump ring. So we're going to open it, find our lobster clasp loop, come back in, and close the jump ring. Straighten this out a little bit. There we go. And there you have it, how to create my Breeze bracelet. If you are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe at Howcraft USA. Follow us on Instagram at Howcraft Collection Beads. Be sure to visit howcraftcollection.com for more inspirational DIY projects and for all your jewelry making needs. New beads are added weekly, and each week howcraftcollection.com features an amazing new sale. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.